anyone around. I think we'll know now. The feeling of us is all that's bad.
With David gone, if not forgotten, Bobby and Heidi decided to renew the Bucks Fizz trademark, which had just expired.
He had made quite a lot of threats and stuff like that.
This should give them sole rights and stop anyone else using it for their own rewards.
We just considered it was all finished, he was gone, and we could move on to a new sort of, you know, the next thing.
All Bobby and Heidi had to do was wait for the trademark to be granted. In the meantime, the show was back on the road. There was a new singer called Graham, and the group carried on as if nothing had happened. For Bobby, the nightmare was now over. But David Van Day was planning a surprise comeback. He'd set up his own group with a particularly catchy name. He had coaxed Bobby's former co-star Mike Nolan back on stage to join him.
It was payback time. Good. So what? I really did take it as a personal blow, and I felt exceptionally let down by Michael. It was plainly obvious what Bobby felt when he found out that Mike and I were getting together. He hated the idea.
David Van Day and Bucks Fizz. This is a new super group with all dollar hits as well.
With all the dollar hits, you get 2 shows for the price of 1.
With original member Mike Nolan on board, David thought his Bucks Fizz had just as much right to the name. Mike Nolan lodged an objection at the patent office. Bobby's Bucks Fizz couldn't get the trademark yet. David was free to do what he'd always wanted, to lead a revival 80s band and have fun.
There was a vibe straight away about it. I mean, even with the hairstyles, you know, we both had the same hairstyle. When we walked into a room, you know, we looked like 2 old tarts with our hair, but people would notice us.
Oh, well, there's no posters here.
It was a great double act, and there was nobody in between us trying to break that up. I was jealous of it, which is exactly what I had with Bobby.
In his quest for a hit, David re-released the old Bucks Fizz favourite with an intergalactic flavour, as well as 8 Bucks Fizz albums, all with the same tracks. The video still used the old Velcro trick.
And although we didn't do the skirt ripping routine at that time, we did this 90s thing. I thought we were in the boob age. We came up with this idea where the girls would rip these tops off and they'd have skimpy bras on underneath. And I just thought that would be a nice thing to move it on.
David's Making Your Mind Up rose to 84 in the charts. Undeterred, he set off with his new stage act.
It was far better than their act, and he hated it.
One night, they had a secret visitor, Bobby G. He was worried about the quality of David's performance and how it might affect the Bucks Fizz name.
It's very precious to me that Bucks Fizz has kept and maintained that boy and girl next door image. Coming out of that show, I was absolutely exasperated.
He felt the act didn't have the slick routines, the harmonies and the costume changes his offered.
If people thought that that's what Bucks Fizz was, then I was lost. You know, that was my whole musical career gone.
There were now 2 Bucks Fizzes touring Britain. In one was original member Bobby G, in the other, original member Mike Nolan, with David Van Day.
If we'd done you, we would have gone back up Uxbridge Road.
You nearly saw.
What, in another life?
Can I take my
What did you come back as a cat?
David felt justified in his actions, not only because of Mike Nolan, but also because of one vital